We're going to begin with that breaking news overnight. A major ruling by a federal judge against former President Trump, rejecting Trump's claim of executive privilege to keep the House committee investigating the January 6th insurrection from gaining access to his White House records. Chief Washington correspondent John Carl is on Capitol Hill with the latest. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. If the federal judge's ruling stands, the January 6th committee will get access to a treasure trove of White House documents and possibly videos and photographs as well that will shed light on exactly what Donald Trump and his top aides were up to right before and during the Capitol riot. Donald Trump had sued to prevent the National Archives from turning his White House documents and records over to the January 6th committee, invoking the doctrine of executive privilege, that a president has a right to get confidential advice from his aides. But the judge flatly rejected the claim that executive privilege applies in this case, especially because Donald Trump is no longer president, and the current president has agreed the document should be released. His position that he may override the express will of the executive branch appears to be premised on the notion that his executive power exists in perpetuity. But presidents are not kings, and plaintiff is not president. The committee is hoping to get call logs, emails, and notes to determine what was happening inside the White House on and shortly before January 6th. They are also interested in video, including outtakes of the infamous video Trump released that night, where he asked rioters to go home, but he also praised them.
We love you. You're very special.
A source who was there for the taping of that video tells ABC News that multiple earlier takes were rejected because Trump praised the rioters, but he didn't tell them to go home. The committee is zeroing in on Donald Trump's inner circle, specifically those around him right before and on January 6th, issuing 16 subpoenas over the past 2 days. Among them, some familiar faces: Kayleigh McEnany, the former White House press secretary, also senior advisor Stephen Miller, and John McEntee, who at just 29 years old became one of Trump's most powerful and fiercely loyal aides, and Molly Michael, his personal secretary, who sat right outside the Oval Office.
And John, the big question right now, does President Trump, former President Trump, have any real chance on appeal?
Look, George, he's definitely going to appeal. This will be decided at the appellate court, potentially at the Supreme Court. In a statement issued overnight, his spokesperson said, quote, "The battle to defend executive privilege for presidents past, present, and future from its outset was destined to be decided by the appellate courts." Most legal scholars look at this, though, and say that this was a strong ruling by this federal judge and consistent with what most constitutional experts would say will be the case. Executive privilege does not apply to former presidents.
And there's no disagreement between the executive branch and the congressional branch right now. John Carl, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.